We'll start seated today. So we'll start to take any movements that you need to feel comfortable. Start really landing in this place, in this moment, the moment of now. Feeling where your body is making contact with the mat. Noticing your legs and your feet and your sit bones. Take a few moments to notice the quality of your breath. Following it in and out. And then we'll start to get into our movement. And we'll start the little movement with the breath. So we'll inhale and lift the arms. And then on an exhale, we'll tip over to the right. Reach the left arm over. Inhale, lift up and reach up with both hands. And exhale, we'll tip over towards the left, reaching over with the right hand. Inhale, we'll lift up, reach up a little bit higher. And then exhale, we'll float the hands down. Inhale, reach up again, lifting up through those armpits. And then on an exhale, we'll twist over to the right. Just taking an easy twist, warming up through the body. Inhale, lift up and reach up, syncing our movement with the breath. Exhale, twist to the left. Wringing it out. And we'll inhale and come back to center and reach up. And exhale, we'll float the hands back down. And then we'll reach the hands behind us, interlace the fingers, draw open through the front of the chest, pressing the fists together in the back. And on an inhale, we'll look up, arching through the back, pressing the fists down. And on our inhale, we'll lean all the way forward, round through the spine, reach up through the fist. Inhale, lift up and look up, reaching the nose up towards the sky. And exhale, we'll lean forward, rounding through the spine, lifting up through the fist. And inhale one more time, we'll inhale and lift up and look up, reaching up with the chest. And this time, as we exhale, we'll let the hands go and reach them forward as we come all the way down. Rounding forward, dropping the shoulders, drop the head. We'll take a breath here. And wiggle into the hips a little bit. And then we'll inhale and come back up to center. We'll pause and take a moment and notice and observe. And then we'll shift onto all fours into a tabletop position. And moving with the breath again, we'll inhale and drop the navel down towards the knees and look forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine, dropping the head. Inhale, tipping forward, drawing the shoulder blades together. And exhale, tucking the pelvis, rounding through the spine. And then we'll come back to a flat back, our tabletop position. And this time, on our inhale, belly again and look forward. And on the exhale, we round through and then sink the hips back to child's pose for just a moment. And then inhale, we come back up to flat back, drop the belly, look forward. And exhale, round through and sink the hips back to the heels. One more time, just like that. Inhaling, lifting back up, dropping the belly, looking forward. And exhale, round through the spine and sink the hips back. And we'll land here in our child's pose and take a moment. Maybe rocking the hips a little side to side here. Maybe take the knees out wide, or you can leave them closer together. And then press back up onto all fours. And then we will take a moment here to widen through the shoulders. Feel them separating, widening, opening. And draw the neck up just a little bit so it's an extension of the spine. Long through the neck, dipping the chin. And on our inhale, we'll lift up the right hand and reach up towards the right. And then exhale, we'll thread it under the left hand, threading the needle coming down onto the right shoulder. And keeping that movement with our breath. Lift up, twist open, reaching up to the right, and exhale, dropping it down, coming all the way down the shoulder. One more time, we'll inhale, lift up and reach up to the right. And exhale, drawing it back down and under, landing on the right shoulder. And come back to center. Take a moment to rotate the shoulders outward, creases pointing forward. And then we'll do the same thing on the left. Inhale the left hand up as we reach up, look up towards the palm, and exhale, dialing it down under the right wrist, landing on the left shoulder. Inhale, pressing into the palm as we lift up the left hand. And exhale, take it down and under, landing on the left shoulder. And one more time as we inhale, lift up through the left hand, reach it up a little higher. And exhale, bring it back down under the right. And then press back up onto all fours. And then we'll sink the hips back to the heels again and land in our child's pose. And this time, we can play around with bringing the hands back to the heels. Resting them there and then dropping the shoulders down left to right. Feel that widening through the whole spine. Like there's this rod through your spine, and then on either side is just sliding down, dropping down towards the mat. Almost like you have two halves and they can just separate. We'll take another breath here. Then on an inhale, we'll lift back up and come back to our tabletop. And then we'll tuck the toes under and lift the knees. We'll come to a down dog, lifting the hips up high and back, and then melting the shoulders down towards the knees. And we start to pedal out through the feet. Taking one heel down and then the other. Warming up through the feet and the hands and the legs, the hips. Starting to notice everything waking up. And then we'll come back to stillness in our down dog. Take a breath. Then on our inhale, we'll shift forward, shoulders over wrists, and come into a plank pose for just a moment. We'll pause in plank. And then on an exhale, lift the hips back up to down dog. And then we'll go with our breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. And one more time, we inhale, reaching forward into plank. And then exhale to downward facing dog. And then we'll glide the right foot up to the right hand. And we'll keep the left knee lifted here in our lunge. Coming into a runner's lunge. We'll pause here for just a moment. And then as we get our balance here, maybe widening the feet a little bit left to right, finding our center of gravity, we'll inhale and lift up and reach up into our high lunge. And pause here for a moment. And then on an exhale, we'll take the navel down to the leg, just kind of tipping, hinging at the hips. Still reaching forward, we come down part way. And on our inhale, we'll lift the hands a little bit farther out, really stretching them. And then on an exhale, we'll swing them behind us back into airplane arms. Inhale, reach them back by your ears, reaching them forward. And exhale, swimming them back into airplane arms, drawing the shoulder blades together. And we'll pause here, take a breath. And then we'll bring the hands back down to frame the right foot. Take the right toes back and lift the hips up back high, back to our downward facing dog. Take a breath. Reset. And then we'll inhale and draw the left to the left hand. And we'll stay lifted on that right knee. Coming into our good balance on this side. Checking to make sure we have enough space between our feet. Left knee over left ankle. And as you're ready, we'll inhale and reach the arms up. Coming up into our full high lunge. And take a breath here, shifting that left hip back and right hip drops forward. And then we'll start to lower the navel down towards the thigh again, reaching our hands out long in front of us. And we'll repeat on this side. So on an inhale, we'll reach the hands a little bit farther. And on an exhale, we'll sweep them back into our airplane arms, drawing those shoulder blades together. Hugging in through the abs, we inhale, reach them forward. And exhale, sweep them back. And one more time, inhale, reach them forward. And exhale, swimming them back. We'll pause here, really drawing those shoulder blades together, hugging up through the abs. Staying lifted through the chest. And then we'll exhale the hands back down, frame the left foot, take the left toes back, and we'll lift up the hips again, back to our downward facing dog, our reset pose. Then we'll lower the knees, sink the hips back, and come back to child's pose for just a moment.